You wake up in the morning. The house is completely quiet. And out of nowhere, a terrifying question punches you in the gut. What is the point of all of this? Why am I working this job? Why do I have to keep running? What does my life actually mean? It's the feeling that your routine feels pointless. Even happiness disappears too quickly to hold on to. And no matter how much you think about life, you can't seem to find a satisfying answer, even when you are doing everything right. Today, we are going to look into the void, and I am going to show you why the total absence of cosmic meaning is actually the greatest gift you will ever receive. In decades as a psychiatrist, Irving Yalom, in his book Existential Psychotherapy, discussed that humans are meaning-making creatures. Our brains are hardwired to look for patterns, to find order, and to demand a grand plan. We desperately need a blueprint. But the universe is a blank page. It has no pre-written script. There is no built-in purpose hidden under a rock waiting for you to find it. This creates a terrifying psychological crisis. We are thrown into an indifferent world, demanding a purpose that simply does not exist. Now, looking directly into that emptiness is terrifying. So what do? Some people bury themselves in work, others obsess over goals and relationships. Some spend hours scrolling their phones, not because they enjoy it, but because silence leaves room for uncomfortable questions. But these defenses always fail. The relationship ends, the job fires you, time passes, and there you are again, in the morning, staring at the ceiling. So, what's the cure? Most people spend their entire lives trying to find their meaning. They travel the world, change careers, and read self-help books looking for it, like it is a lost set of car keys. But here's the shift that changes everything. Meaning is not found. Meaning is created. Because there is no grand design, you're not a passive actor reading lines written by someone else. You are the author. The universe is a blank canvas. If it has no inherent meaning, it means it has no limits on the meaning you choose to give it. But how do we actually do this without getting overwhelmed? The secret is engagement. You cannot think your way into a meaningful life. You have to plunge into it. Meaning is the accidental treasure you find when you are deeply immersed in something. In his clinical practice, Irving Yalom has found that there are 3 primary getaways: altruism, creativity, and self-transcendence. Let us break these down into exactly how they work in real life. The first getaway is altruism. When we are trapped in existential despair, we become hyper-focused on our own skin. We obsess over our legacy, our pain, our emptiness. This self-absorption is psychological claustrophobia. Altruism is the antidote because it forces you to step out of your own mind. When you dedicate even a small fraction of your energy to lifting the burden of another human being, a profound shift occurs. You realize that while the universe at large might not care about us, we can care about each other. This doesn't mean you have to find a global charity. It means becoming deeply attuned to the suffering around you. Mentoring a young colleague, volunteering at a shelter, or simply being the one person who truly listens to a lovely friend. By becoming a source of comfort for someone else, you validate your own existence. You realize, my life matters because it matters to them. The second gateway is creativity. When you create, you project a piece of your internal world out into the external world. You're taking the chaotic, formless, raw material of life and forcing it into a shape of your choosing. And please do not misunderstand me. You do not need to be Michelangelo or Virginia Woolf. Creativity is simply the act of intentional expression. It is planting a garden and nurturing it into bloom. It is coding a software patch that solves a frustrating problem. It is cooking a beautiful meal for people you love, or building a small business from scratch. In the act of creation, you are actively answering the emptiness of the universe by saying, I was here and I shaped this corner of reality. The final and perhaps most liberating gateway is self-transcendence. We spend so much of our life trying to be somebody, building an identity, protecting our reputation, worrying about how we compare to anybody else. But some of the most meaningful moments in life happen when we forget ourselves completely. You feel it when you're lost in a conversation with someone you love, when a piece of music gives you chills, when you stand beneath a sky full of stars and suddenly your problems seem smaller than they did 5 minutes ago. In those moments, you stop obsessing over your purpose and meaning. You stop asking what life owes you, and instead, you become fully connected to something larger than yourself. That is self-transcendence. And paradoxically, the less focused you become on yourself, the more meaningful life begins to feel. When you step through these 3 gateways, when you immerse yourself in loving, creating, and helping, the agonizing question of meaninglessness doesn't actually get answered. It does something much better. It simply melts away. You stop asking why you are alive, and you just start living. The next time you wake up in the morning and feel like emptiness, do not panic. Do not run to your phone to numb it. And do not despair. Take a deep breath, a smile at the dark. Remind yourself the universe gave you a blank page. And you hold the pen. Go out tomorrow, step outside of your own ego, and write something beautiful. Now, what is one small thing you are going to write into your blank page tomorrow? Which gateway speaks to you right now? Is it a small act of kindness for somebody else, creating something new, or just stepping outside to look at the stars? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Take care of yourselves and bye-bye.